Jonty, it was a tough afternoon out there at times, tough watch, and obviously not the best performances. You've gone down to a Batley side who have picked up their first 2 points of the season.
Yeah, disappointing, mate, wasn't it? Batley the best side we've played this year so far, probably not, but good side. But I was disappointed how we showed up with our attitude and how we entered the game, effort areas and enthusiasm against a side that we're looking for the first win. You know what I mean? We're looking for a bit of a G up after last week, and we just didn't get it.
You mentioned that you didn't get it. You mentioned that they're probably not the best side you've played this season, but with what was up in front of them, they didn't have to be the best side you've played this season.
No, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. They didn't have to do a lot to break us down, Jordan. They didn't, which is really disappointing because the emphasis was on being aggressive defensively, especially on their yardage sets, and we were anything but. I think maybe a set, 2 sets during the game where we thought, well, fair dues, and then even them sets they end up kicking from a 40 or a 50, which isn't the best. But no, it's disappointing, mate. Real disappointing.
And disappointing as well, because you've remarked throughout the week you wanted a reaction, and it wasn't a reaction after the 80 minutes against Sheffield. It was just sort of that 15 minutes following the ball going dead where they got a roll on. You wanted a reaction. You didn't want that to happen, and while it didn't happen that they got 3 or 4 tries back to back, they didn't have to get 3 or 4 tries back to back because they pretty much dominated the game in terms of the territory and possession. They played where they wanted to play. Yeah,
we 2 errors in first half. They scored the next set on both of them. We give a penalty away in possession second half. They scored the next set. And the second try in the second half, we headed, restart, and they scored again in the corner. So it's all about us and what we do and how we defend on the back of our errors. And it's just disappointing, mate, because we talked about that, about stopping the rot on when you make an error, and they've just proved again today. We scored the next set when we do. So it's going to be a long hard season if we keep on doing like we've done this last couple of games. You know what I mean? And it doesn't get any easier. We've got Toulouse and Featherstone next, so that'll say what we're made of. To be fair, but we just need to be better. Injury wise, we've got a couple of knocks there, so we are down on troops. But I still feel as though that 17 today should have done better than what they've done. I was expecting, out after 4 games, 6 points. We've got 4 points, which we had 2 good wins, but we've had 2 games that's got away from us.
Mentioned games that got away from you. We spoke on the radio, and I had David Sage with me on the radio today, and he just said at times, and it's the buzzword in Super League at the minute, isn't it? It just looked a bit clunky. Players were looking left and right, and there just wasn't options there for them.
I think clunky is a bit of a compliment for these lot today. We just didn't look anything like where we should be when we were attacking the first half. There was a time there when out of about 8 to 9 sets in the game, we had 6 good ball sets, and we just fizzled out. You just didn't ask any questions or just getting to a kick or kicking on third when there was no need. There's no composure. Nobody stand up and controlling what was going on. Obviously, we'll have a look at that on video on Tuesday. And it's disappointing because that's what we do. That's what our training sessions are about reacting and transitioning to good ball and good ball after con. And it looks all right, but obviously there's more work to do.
You mentioned there's more work to do. You mentioned injuries. It's going to be a busy few days, I imagine, for Courtney and the physio staff, because you've picked up a few injuries out there today.
Yeah, Lucas Castle done his other shoulder today. He's had a bit of a bad run as Lucas. One shoulder last week, the other shoulder today, so he's in the best of shape, to be fair. Other than that, just like that, Pez, his back spasmed up, Newton's back spasmed up, so they're not like weeks out, if you know what I mean. They should be okay for next week. It's Lucas I'm bothered about, because we're down in middles as it is, so we really need to get some more middles in there.
You mentioned you're trying to get some more middles in. You mentioned as well your effort to sort of come up against dead ends at the moment. Obviously, Super League is still early in their season, so they're still wanting players in the squad, and other avenues are just coming up short at the moment. It's a real tough market to try and get people in at the moment.
It is. It certainly is. I mean, we've lost middles. Obviously, Dalton, we lost him this week, and Dion's ban, and Marcus O'Brien, and you know what I mean. Now Lucas. there's 4 middles out of our squad that we had to start with, and we fetched Brett in. He done all right today. He done decent, but we need a couple more maybe. Yeah, so we need to get out there and keep looking.
And going down to the south of France, obviously after that performance, you maybe not as confident, but they're not a side that's on form themselves. Obviously, Swinton beat them at home a couple of weeks ago. Bradford beat them yesterday, as we speak. So there's they're an opposition that can be got at.
Same as today. Batley were the opposition who were in a worse place than Toulouse, 3 from 3 losses. So teams are coming at us, and they come at us for the kickstart their season. Batley's doing it today, no doubt Toulouse will do it next week. So we've got a big job on our hands going there. So it's a case of what attitude these lads go with, you know what I mean? And that's we talked about after the game there, about how we prepared mentally and physically for games, and sometimes it's more mentally than physically, and I think that was part of it today.
As the rain started, Jonty, I'll let you get out. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Jordan.